agenda. Okay, sorry. It just told me it was being recorded. All right, so welcome everyone. Thank you for being here. We have a few items on the agenda tonight, so we'll just jump right into it. Um, so we have our approval, we have our roll call, and we should jump right into. Susan, we usually do the minutes first or the roll call?
Just do the roll call. The minutes are approved if nobody has any objections.
Does anybody have folks had a chance to look at them? Does anybody have any objections?
No.
Okay. Also, Susan, will you be hopping on and off still?
So I will be part of the time at another meeting. I will stay logged on here, but I'm wondering if there's a board member that I could make co-host so that you could call on people that sort of, or promote them to, to panelists. Is there anyone that can do that?
It's
Come on.
pretty simple.
At least one person can do that.
Yeah, I can do it.
Well, you're
You're going to
taking
do that
minutes.
while you're taking minutes? We should have someone else do it.
It's okay.
I'll do it for now. I'm going to make you co-host so that you should be able to do everything also. And
All
then when you get to the agenda items, if you'll ask the presenters for that agenda item to raise their Zoom hand and we'll promote them.
Okay. So if we don't have any objections to the minutes, let's do roll call. So, Molly?
Present.
No, you have to call roll call.
You have to do the roll call. I'm sorry.
Sorry. I saw you.
It's okay. It's her official. So wait, before we begin, let me just let everybody know that Adriana will no longer be on the committee. She is now part of transportation. So I asked Molly if she would serve as secretary for me because she's always been so diligent in taking notes and she's always present. Unless anybody has any objections to that, welcome and thank you. And so that means that you do the roll call too. Okay.
Sorry, I didn't realize that's also part of my work. I saw like why you call my name first. And please bear me if I pronounce anyone's name wrong. And Damaris.
I'm present.
Yeah. John Volt.
Yes.
And Molly Liu. I'm here.
Yes.
Alistair Ignomarkis.
I'm here, thank you. Sorry, it's a tough one.
I saw your here. Herman Hewitt.
That's good enough. I'm here.
Michelle Cooper Smith.
Present.
Campbell Munn.
Present.
Rod Romania.
Romanian, present.
Romania. I'm learning. Sorry. Road.
It's okay. I hope you. Jaylene Rodriguez.
Thank you.
Jaylene.
Present.
Thank you. Sandra
Strozen.
Present. Stephen Herrick. It's a public member.
Not here.
Megan Troy.
She's not here.
Not here. Okay. And thank you. I'll practice more. And that's all. Yeah.
That's it. All right, great. Thank you, Molly. And thank you everyone for repeating your name after her so she can, hear how you say it and so she'll be better prepared next time. So on the agenda next, we have a proposed affordable housing development at 88 East 2nd Street. I just want to provide a little bit of context for everyone. This is a as of right development, and the developer is here at our request just to provide us information. They don't need a resolution, they don't need a variance, they don't need anything, but mostly we wanted to know what they're doing and hear about their project, okay?
If the presenters will raise their Zoom hand, I'll promote you. Okay,
And again, these presentations are available for future review on the CB3 website.
yes, and it has been up, so I want to urge people to please review the attachments before the meeting. Okay, they're promoted.
Okay. So hi, I'm Damaris. I'm the chair of the Land Use Committee. Can you introduce yourself?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes. Good evening, everyone. My name is Ben Ziegelheim, and I am here on behalf of the developers of this project. We have been retained by the developer to obtain the HPD approvals for this affordable housing project, and therefore we prepared this presentation on the request of the community board. And we're here tonight to show it to you and to explain everything and to answer all your questions.
Okay, great. Ben, do you have a presentation to share with us?
Yes, I
Yeah.
have.
Do you want to
And-
share screen?
I would share my screen. I'm sending
Okay.
the request right now.
Okay, I just did it.
Oh, okay. Can everyone see my screen?
Yep.
Yes,
All
thank
right.
you.
Okay. So just to get started off here, the developers are constructing a brand new 25-unit residential project with the first floor for retail, 4 units per floor from floor 2 up to floor 8. Right, hold on. Okay, so the development is being developed at the corner of 2nd Street and 1st Avenue. Right at the corner. It's being developed by First Tower LLC, and the architect is Gerald Caliendo, who has a great experience with a lot of projects in New York City, including affordable housing in New York City. The anticipated timeline for this project is actually they have started the construction last year in April, but that was before they intended to do affordable housing. That was just a 6-story building without affordable housing. Then the city adopted the new resolution, the City of Yes. So they decided to redo their plans, and they're now at the 2nd floor of they just brought it up to the 2nd floor, and they put a pause to the construction because they're waiting now to get the HPD approvals so they can do up to 8 floors with the 5 affordable units in it. Here there's a beautiful rendering showing the 8 floors and showing the rooftop as well, which will be open for everyone, including it will be open for the affordable housing tenants at no charge. Now let's move on to show the project overview and show you the unit distribution. So first of all, project overview, as I said, it's an 8-story mixed unit development. The first floor is being retail, 25 units, 5 units on-site affordable for UAP program, within the UAP program. And then it says the location 88 East 2nd Street, block 44, 444, lot 40 and 42, which is the 2 lots at the corner.
Samsung SMS9.
What? someone ask anything?
Nobody should be asking questions now, so
I
um,
thought I heard someone asking something. Okay.
yeah, I mean, somebody might have, but just
Okay.
for the information, FYI for the participants online, we wait until the presentation, and then after that, the committee members ask questions, and then we let the public ask questions. So we're gonna hold all questions until he's done with his presentation, okay?
Okay.
Continue.
So now let's go to the next slide, which shows the residential unit mix. It's a total of 25 apartments, 15 studios, and 10 one-bedroom units. And the affordable unit mix is in accordance to the HPD guidelines at the same percentage as the free market, which would do 3 units on floor 4, 5, and 6 for studios, and 2 one-bedroom units in floor 2 and floor 3. Here,
Question.
hold on.
Before you go further,
Herman, we're saving our questions until he's done.
okay.
Thank you. Continue, Ben, please.
Okay. This building is being constructed under the UAP program, which is part of the City of Yes, adopted at the end of year 24, in conjunction with the 485X tax abatement, which the developer will apply after the building is done. The income targeting for the affordable units, all of the 5 units will be affordable at a 60% of AMI. I'll have a slide soon showing the exact numbers for that. The finishes, including the floors, the tiles, sinks, those kind of stuff, the appliances are identical for the whole building. I'll have a chart of that presenting that soon. And of course, for the program, these will be affordable for the life of the building, forever. I'm sorry. So here, there's a table showing the exact price based on year 2025, because the new numbers were not released yet, the 2026 numbers. So I believe the HPD will require us to set the price at the 2025 numbers, which is the studio for 60 AMI is the maximum rent would be $1,701, but that's only a maximum. It will probably be lower because there's a utility allowance that we have to give the tenant, because the rent cannot exceed the 1701. And the same goes for the 1-bedroom, which is 1822. The 2 1-bedrooms that we have on the 2nd floor and the 3rd floor will not exceed 1822, including the utilities that the tenant will be responsible for. The annual income range for the studio would be, if it's a 1 person, it's going to be 68. It's going to be maximum of $68,000. If there will be 2 people, it's going to be a maximum of $77,760. And with the 1-bedroom, we can add, if there will be 3 people in the household, the maximum income would be $87,480. Again, those numbers are based on the 2025 numbers, as the 2026 numbers are set to be released in March or in April. We have just trying to show you the finishes. These are the numbers that the architect has presented for us, showing flooring and the kitchen counters will all be the same, constructed and finished. So we're not segregating anything. They have the model numbers here, just the same thing for the refrigerator, the dishwasher, and the stove. On the next slide, I'll be showing you and again, as I said, all the tenants will have access to the rooftop for free. I don't know why it doesn't show here. There will be a washer dryer in the unit. I don't know why I missed it here. There will be a washer dryer in the unit both for the UAP units and for the market rate units. On the next slide, I'm going to show you the floor plans. So these are the typical floors from two. I'm going to show you on each floor. On the bottom here, this is First Avenue, and this is Second Street. I'm sure you see it. So this one is First Avenue. This one is Second Street. There will be on each floor from 2 to 6, there will be an affordable unit. And on the second floor, it's going to be the 2-bedroom. You can see here on the side, you can see the sizes of each units. And you can see there will be three market rate units here and 1 affordable unit here. This is for the second floor. And the third floor, again, it's the same layout, the same thing. It's approximately 608 square foot, which is pretty nice for a 1-bedroom apartment on First Avenue. That was the second and the third. Now we're 4 to 6. It's equal. We're having one slide for that, showing the studio apartment, as I mentioned before, unit 402, unit 502, unit 602 will be a studio unit. Sorry, it has a porch here. It was a little cropped. Also 3 free market units and 1 affordable unit, equally finished and designed not to segregate anyone. This is the 7th floor. So we're only required to provide 5 units. So we have it from 2 to 6, and the 7th floor has 2 apartments, actually 3 apartments, no affordables in it. And the 8th floor has 2 apartments, also only for the free market. So the developers ourselves and the developers, we've gone through all the rules, and we make sure that we're complying with the HPD rules, and we want this to be a nice, beautiful building, a nice addition to the community. I personally have seen this place. It's in a nice corner on First Avenue. It will probably be a very beautiful addition here, and also adding some quite affordable housing, 25%, 20% actually, 20% affordable housing to the community board, to the community. By participating in the UAP program and dedicating 5 of the units as affordable housing, the owners are contributing tangible, affordable to the community, to your neighborhood. Okay, that's all I have to present here. And from my point,
Any questions?
Great.
I'm ready to answer any questions anyone would
Okay,
have.
great. Thank you, Ben. Thank you for that presentation. I'm going to open up the floor to the other committee members. I have
Okay, I'm going to stop share. Hold on 1 second. Should I leave the presentation on? Or
you can leave it up in case
Okay.
somebody asks you to
Okay.
refer to a slide.
Right,
I have
okay.
2 very, very quick questions.
Okay.
Just you might have said this, but of the 5 units, can you just tell us the breakdown? Are they all a studio, 1 bedrooms? Or is there a 2-bedroom, or is it just studios and 1 bedrooms of the 5 affordable units?
It's here. It's 3 studios and 2
Okay,
1-bedrooms.
I missed that. Okay, great. And then the last question was, I know you said that the rooftop is available to all the tenants, and normally we would see those things as an amenity. Are there other amenities that the building is offering, like a gym or any sort of community space that the tenants have access to, the affordable unit tenants have access to as well?
So sorry, I didn't mention it. There will be no gym, but there will be bike storage in the cellar for everyone
And will
available.
they be able to access that?
Yes,
Is that free or at a fee?
that will be free.
Okay, great. Thank you. All right. So
Sorry, I missed that.
No, that's okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
No problem.
Thank you. So, all right, I'm going to open the floor to community board members, to committee members, if they have any questions. Again, thank you, Ben, for the presentation. This is a as of right development. And so there was not really any requirements. And so we asked them to come and make this presentation. But please, if any of the committee members have questions, raise your hands. All right. I don't see any hands raised.
I don't know how to raise my hand, sorry, but I do have a
Okay.
question.
So just so that you know, at the bottom of your Zoom screen, there are a bunch of icons, and one of those
Those
icons has
reactions.
reactions and it
There
has
you
a
go.
heart.
There
Okay.
you go, thank you.
Okay. So you have a question?
Yes.
Okay. Go right ahead, Rod.
Thank you for the presentation, Ben. I have a question about the rendering that you showed.
Mhm.
I know it's just a rendering, but I saw that if you want to go to it, are you able to flip to that slide?
Yes. Mhm.
Please, thank you.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, perfect. Okay, the rendering. I saw here because I also looked up the street corner as well in the Google view, and I saw that this rendering has some extra trees. So I was going to see if the developer is also going to be planting street trees as well.
I believe that according to the DOB regulations, he's required to plant some trees.
Okay,
I'm not sure. I'm not sure how many.
Yeah,
If it,
sure.
yeah.
Okay.
thank
Anything
you.
else, Rod? Okay.
No, that's it.
Okay.
All right. Campbell?
Thanks, Damaris, and thank you for the presentation, Ben.
Mhm.
I live like in the area and I walk by the construction site pretty often, and I've been curious like if the project had stalled.
Mhm.
Interesting to note or hear, I guess, that it's sort of an issue with HPD that's driving the hold on the construction. Like what's driving that hold? Like are they just not processing the application quickly enough? I'm curious sort of about what's driving the delay.
So I believe they started the construction back in April or something like that, and they had construction for a few months. But as I said, they started the construction without considering affordable housing here. So that will be only 6 floors. But then after they started the construction, they reconsidered and they started looking into the option of obtaining HPD approvals to get a bigger building, make more units, and providing affordable housing. So it took them some time to decide that. And after deciding that, the HPD process is a pretty long one.
But Campbell, if you have any pull in the HPD, go ahead. We are waiting. The application is in. As soon as they get approvals, they're ready to dig. If you have any pull, go for it.
And I don't think we want to talk about full on the meeting.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
But that's the answer.
Right. That was funny. Thank you. Campbell?
No, appreciate the background, Ben. And it's nice to hear that the regulatory changes that came with City of Yes are driving developers to
Exactly. That's exactly what it is. It took them time to observe it and to understand how it works. And we are acting as their consultant for the HPD, but HPD is very busy. And as my colleague here mentioned to you, if you have any pull in there and you can get this pushed through the finish line, everyone would appreciate it.
Yes. We have no pull, but thank you. Any other questions from committee members? Jaylene, didn't you have your hand up before? Do you still want to speak, Jaylene?
I was just gonna ask if all the units had balconies, or was it just certain units, like the market rate units?
Say that again. I couldn't hear it.
Balconies. Ben.
I believe all of the units will have balconies.
Oh,
Okay.
balconies. Okay.
Thank you.
Herman had a question before, right, Herman?
Herman, did you have a question too from earlier?
One of the question was the first one you asked, Damaris. So,
Oh, okay.
the other thing I would like to say, because I know a little about this project, is because there are 2 whole law buildings that is closed around it. And so they had to spend a lot of time shoring up those 2 buildings and the foundation. So that took a lot of time to do, because I talked to some of the people in there. One little small thing is, will there be laundry for the tenants inside?
Sure. Every unit will have a washer dryer.
No, because that space had a laundry for the last 60 years or something.
So they're continuing.
There was a
If you-
laundry store for generations.
Okay,
Oh,
so
so you're
there's,
getting into the retail now, right? The
That's
retail
it.
space. Okay. Sam, I would you know, do you have any idea if what kind of tenants or the developers might be looking at for that commercial space that you have available?
I guess they're open for everyone, just the needs. I don't know if they send out the brokers, maybe it's too early, to see that, but I'm sure if there's any ideas of any good retail shop or coffee or anything what the area could benefit,
Yeah.
I'm sure they're open to negotiations.
Yeah, I mean, I think, we appreciate and we understand, we'd really love to encourage the developer when looking at filling the commercial space in the future to, ensure that it's a true community need, hopefully, that it's addressing to the
Exactly.
best of your ability as you try to
Exactly.
fill that vacancy. I know these things are hard these days,
Right.
but, we're
right.
losing a lot of businesses that serve people on the ground. So that's what I'd say.
What do you
I'll-
have in mind? A restaurant? What do you have in mind?
I mean, I don't have anything in mind now. I mean, if you want to,
Well,
we can talk about like, I mean, if people want to give suggestions, I mean, I think, stores, coffee shops, laundromats, things like that, if there's a need
Mhm.
for them. I don't know if anybody else wants to really quick popcorn style, sort of say any other businesses that I might have missed. If not, what I'd like to do is see if we have any questions from the public. Oh, Sandra has her hand raised too. So let's go to Sandra while folks think about if they want to sort of chime in and, give the developer any ideas for business. Sandra?
Yeah. Are there any amenities in the building that are not allowed, are only for, the regular market rate tenants?
No,
Everything is for
no.
everyone.
Everyone.
Okay,
No,
that's it.
Okay.
no.
Perfect. All right. And just in case folks didn't hear, it's the amenity right now is the rooftop and the bike storage in the cellar is what Ben said.
Correct.
All right. All right. So do we have, Molly, anybody looking to ask questions from the public?
Yeah.
I've got one more question, Damaris.
Okay, please go ahead, Campbell.
I'm curious, regarding the retail space, whether that's going to be intended to be let out as one single sort of unit, or if it's going to be subdivided into multiple commercial units for let.
It depends the tenant. A lot of times it could be let's say a lot of times if let's say a cell phone store doesn't need too much space. A hair salon doesn't need, let's say, whatever space is. It all depends on the potential tenant.
And will there be like the capacity for individual utility connections for it to be sort of subdivided easily in that way?
I'm sure. And especially if you get a tenant till before construction is done, it's much easier to divide it then.
All right. Very interesting.
Okay.
Thank you.
Great. All right. I think
Damaris, really, the reason I asked about the laundry stuff, and it said that everything will be in the inside. It was one of the major laundry stores that within that neighborhood
I got it.
that we all use. And when we lost it, there's nothing nearby. So I would think could advise them to consider at least having a laundry for the public.
Maybe, listen, if there's a tenant, a company wants to come there, why not?
Okay. All right. Great. So I think we have a question from someone, from an attendee.
He has permission to talk.
Please introduce yourself.
Hello, my name is Jima and I'm with Councilmember Harvey Epstein. I just have a quick question. I was wondering if the apartments are disability friendly or friendly towards older adults who might have wheelchairs.
Sure. It's all ADA compliance, and even the elevator, everything is in compliance for ADA. Any elderly requirements for the people from the affordables and the free market as well.
Great. Perfect. All right. So it doesn't look like we have any other questions. So I'm going to close this portion of the meeting. Thank you, Ben, for coming and for making a presentation to us about this development project. We appreciate your time. And I hope you heard what folks said, you know, what kind of retail. We get it. It's all about space. But if you get an offer from a laundromat, you know, really consider it. Okay. So I think the next item on our agenda.
All right.
Huh?
Thank you for giving us the opportunity.
Absolutely.
And I appreciate all of your questions. I'm going to stop sharing now.
Perfect.
I believe. Okay, thank you so much.
Okay. Again, thank you for coming. We appreciate it.
Our pleasure.
Sure.
Okay. All right. So the next item on the agenda is the report from our fellow, and she's going to give us a progress update for the policy analysis that she's working on for affordable housing. And Ben, are you still there?
Yes, I am.
You know, we have a fellow right now that is working on a report to look at, you know, the opportunities created under the City of Yes, under the University Affordability Program, which is what your, you know, client just took advantage of. And so I'm not sure that she'd want to, but if she does, would you be available or would you be open to speaking to a student who is studying this issue to sort of have a much better understanding about how folks are applying it?
Of course, but I
Would you
don't
consider that?
Sure.
It's just, you know, for you know, we're it's not an official thing. It's mostly, you know, for us to have a better understanding of like what opportunities are as a community, such as this one and what you guys have done here.
Sure. And I hope to be here like every month for another project.
Oh, okay.
I would love to.
All right. Well, her name is Juliana. So if you get an email from her, she might, you know, she might reach out just to have a quick chat with you. I would really appreciate your support on that. Thank you.
Sure. No problem.
All right. All right, great. So Juliana, why don't you take it away?
Hello, hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, that's great. Good to see you all again. I've met some of you in the previous land use committee meeting, and I'm Juliana, and I think I was introduced while I was moving from an attendee to a panelist. So yeah, thank you for the informative presentation and discussion right now. It was very helpful to see City of Yes as of right development happen and be discussed like that in real time. And so I don't have a slides for you today, but I just would like to just share a very brief update. And for those who are not here in the previous meeting, my main research question was how can CB3 use the City of Yes provisions to enhance or maintain affordable housing in the community district. And in the last month, I have been connected to different people from the government, nonprofit and for-profit developers, and other community organizations in the district. And I've spoken to 5 of them, and I have about 5 to 8 more being scheduled or expected to happen. And I just want to share some of the opinions and suggestions that have come up in these conversations that are not final because I have to analyze all of it together. But some of the things that have come up is that beyond the City of Yes or paired together with the City of Yes, there's a need for better subsidies and other sources of funding to help nonprofit developers, especially for maintenance of the buildings, as operating costs are becoming more and more expensive. And in relation to this financial constraint, converting commercial space to residential is often not financially viable without these subsidies, leading to the question of what is more cost effective for the district, either preservation or construction. And some interviewees have kind of hinted at the preservation buyer strategy for rents, stabilized buildings or units, which may be more cost effective than new construction. And also, I was told about the Chinatown Manufacturing District for to be new development that is being proposed there, a couple of churches and parking lots. And for this, I will also, so these are just things that the interviewees have mentioned to me, but I will also be looking into lot areas and FAR from the Pluto data to see which sites are underbuilt and which needs preservation. And again, together, as of now, these are all pointing towards not just UAP, but UAP layered with subsidies, and also maybe an equal focus on preservation. And as of now, I have started writing the report, just the introduction part of the district data using the census. And I had a question about that, if I should, since for community board data, there is no data available beyond 2021 ACS data. So my question was if I should use that 1 year or the 5-year ACS data. So now, because of the scheduling that and the conversations that are yet to happen, there would be a minor change in my project timeline. Excuse me. I was hoping to finish these interviews and conversations by January or mid-February, but I still have a lot left. So I'm hoping to finish that by the end of February, or at least the first or latest the first week of March. And while doing that, February and March, I will be continuing the data analysis and the writing. And I will be, and then the visualization of these data. And also I'll be comparing City of Yes tools to all the other affordable housing tools and subsidies that are available. And yeah, that's what I plan to do as of now. And I was told about presenting the draft report at the next committee meeting. And I'm not sure when that date is, but those are my next steps as of now. Thank you. Excuse me.
Thank you, Juliana, for that report back. And I think the next meeting, I'll get back to you and tell you exactly the date. I got to look at my calendar right now. Does anyone have any questions on the committee?
We've emailed the date already.
Say that again?
We've already emailed the date. We'll resend it.
Okay. Yeah, I know I have it. I just can't remember it. Do any of the committee members have any questions or any suggestions or any, recommendations based on what you've heard from Juliana tonight? Okay. Do we have? Yeah, Molly, go.
Yeah, I'm just thinking. I saw Pratt, who did the last research for us. They might have the demographic data and census data available for the committee, so that might be a good resource.
Yeah, I'm sure that if we ask them to, they'll share if they've already pulled it, they'll be happy to share it.
Yeah, I've been trying to get to speak to someone at Pratt because my peers go there. So that is also the next step.
All right. Well, if you continue to have trouble, just follow up
Claire,
with me,
so
and I will reach out to someone.
Claire's a student there. She's getting her, she can introduce her.
That would be great.
Well, Claire's a student at Pratt University. It's the Pratt Community Center, the Center for Community Development that did the report.
Well, that's will be Barron, right?
Say it again.
That would be Eve.
No, that wouldn't be Eve. That would be the center is run by Alexa Kasdan.
Oh.
And so yeah, it's under Pratt and it's subsidized by Pratt, but it is a separate unit. And this is what they do. They do planning and development work and support communities and provide technical tools and assistance. So if Claire doesn't have a contact to them, let me know. I will. I know them well. I work on a lot of projects with them all the time. Okay. If there are, do we have any questions from the public? Okay. I don't see anything. Great. So we're moving along. And again, thank you, Juliana. And, keep reaching out if you have any, questions or you need any additional support. Otherwise, we're going to move on to support for modifications to the Essex Management Operations and Programming Contract. So Susan, are you there?
Yeah, I just promoted Tim and Nina. And also I don't know, maybe you want him to talk first, but we have that draft resolution. I sent a second one to maybe Molly can share screen in case so she can edit at the same time.
Yeah, I think let's have them just talk a little bit about what they're, where we are, and then we'll put it on the screens and we can all look at it together.
Okay, so they're both promoted. So Tim, you want to go ahead?
Sure. Good evening. So Damaris, you just want to summarize where we're at and where we've been and how we got here today?
That's correct.
Got it. So as you know, the Land Use Committee has jurisdiction over Essex Market as it relates to Essex Crossing and the spur development. That's been historically the Committee of Jurisdiction for the Community Board. We did have a meeting in December where we discussed and we reviewed operations and management of the market and community programming that we have provided for many years. Subsequent to that meeting, there were continued conversations about management and operations of the market and ways in which that could be enhanced. The Executive Committee of the Community Board reviewed a letter, and a letter was sent at the end of January to the mayor. Within that letter, it included all the historical positions that the Community Board has taken to date. Those included 2 resolutions related to the market line space and the desire to rescind the determination to put a big box store in that space and instead revert it to some type of community use. It outlined how the Community Board had provided what were some really thoughtful options and an analysis of the ULURP requirements related to that site. It also included a letter from 2023 that was sent by the vendor community to EDC and to the Department of Small Business Services under the former administration about concerns related to operations at the facility. It also included several resolutions dating back to 2015 related to the Community Board's request before the market opened for an alternative management structure to be implemented and for an alternative management model to be considered. The attachments to that included EDC's consultant at the time and their report suggesting an alternative management model, in addition to other supporting documentation. So that was the letter. At Susan's request, we did a variety of different research about all those positions, about what Market Ventures had determined, about the best and easiest way to implement a more nimble, locally based structure at Essex, and or outside of an alternative management being implemented, how we could improve what we have today. I'll remind everybody that as part of the move to the new market, the Community Board had requested fully alternative management, but ultimately there was an agreement with the city whereby EDC would provide the management entity and on-site manager, and they hired staff to do this. Delancey Street Associates, through their management company, who managed the Market Line, would manage both the Market Line and the Essex Market together. It was all built and designed as one, so there'd be operations. And then we would provide community benefit support services and vendor support services, kind of a threefold, as it were, hybrid management structure. That was in place and continued to be in place. But of course, the Market Line closed. Delancey Street Associates essentially took a step back from operations. EDC internalized those functions. And it's been about a year since all that has happened. Where we are today is the Market Line obviously is no longer in existence. There's a continued conversation about, what is actually happening. And there are spaces that connected the market to that space that are still there, but just covered up. And so, we had some concerns articulated to us that we relayed to the community board via a draft resolution. And we're happy to kind of walk through what those alternative options are. But we were asked to present concepts in line with prior positions that support alternative management. And here we are today. Hopefully that was a good elevator. Sorry if it was long.
No, that was helpful. That was helpful. So that gives us the background, right? So now let's, if you can talk a little bit, right, about, what we're hoping, how we want the community board and the committee now to continue to move forward and intervene, and the proposed resolution that we have before us regarding the RFP.
Sure. So two pieces of that. One is in your letter, you requested the RFP process be paused until we had a broader conversation about consensus on what we should do with management. So you couldn't just figure out one piece while you're figuring out the others. I think some preliminary feedback, from what I understand, that was provided to the community board from that communication was to try to be as specific with an ask moving forward as possible. And so that was really the conversation here at a committee level about how to proceed. And so the resolution, the draft resolution that we were asked to work on basically outlines everything that we just talked about. It talks about, just the funding streams, that there's approximately $495,000 provided to.
Can I stop you really quick, Tim? Can we put it on the screen now?
Yeah, sure. I can share it.
Let's put it on the screen for others to see in real time.
See if you guys.
And Susan, you said that you had sent it out earlier, right? Is she still with us?
Yeah, I just shared it. Can you see that, Damaris? Is that?
It's small, but
I'm gonna make it bigger.
I think everybody has an ability to adjust it to their own size.
Let me try to see if I.
Because it's Zoom. Yeah.
Insert, edit, view. Better?
Yeah. Can everybody see that? And you all know that through your Zoom function, you can also enlarge the document to see it even larger if it's too small.
It's okay for me.
Say that again?
I said it's okay for me, that size. I'm nearsighted.
So it's okay? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so
there we go. We're winning. We're winning.
Yes, let's go. Go ahead, Tim, please.
Okay, so just the first whereas, I'll just read through them and we can pause and ask questions. It's Community Board 3 has consistently requested responsive and community-focused management of Essex Market since and throughout the planning process for Essex Crossing and the Seward Park urban renewal area sites in general, right? The second one is NYC EDC has determined that Delancey Street Associates should be permitted to lease the former Market Line space to a big box use against the intent of the SPURA land use approval framework and against the objection of Community Board 3. Those are all just factually correct. Whereas the closure of the Market Line and subsequent termination of coordinated operation and maintenance services with Delancey Street Associates has modified the originally established 3-tier hybrid market management framework, whereby EDC acted as sponsor and coordinating manager, Delancey Street Associates provided operations and maintenance support services, and Lower East Side Partnership provided programmatic and community-based support services. Whereas NYC EDC did not renew funding for the Essex Market Vendor Association, which previously supported a vendor and community service coordinator, and reallocated this funding to encourage private event rentals, directing the Lower East Side Partnership to retain a specified events consultant. Whereas NYC EDC has generously provided direct support for community benefit services since 2015, and the combined amount for the current fiscal year supporting Essex Market equates to approximately $495,000. Whereas there continue to be unresolved operational and management challenges as they relate to previously reported vendor concerns, cleanliness, facility upkeep, and security. Whereas it is reported that staffing inconsistencies caused by terminations, assignment modifications, and potential implementation of new contracted service providers have and are causing identifiable service gaps. Whereas it is reported that there exists a culture with the security staff at Essex Market that creates an unwelcoming environment for patrons. Whereas it is reported, so this is 2CB3, we should make that consistent, that there exists an intimidating environment for vendors, staff, and contracted partners that has at times been based on a fear of retaliation. Whereas Community Board 3 has maintained that Essex Market should serve the Lower East Side Chinatown community and not be utilized by EDC, the public markets team, or the city for purposes that do not support the community or unnecessarily support other markets managed by EDC at the expense of and with an impact to or on, Essex Market. Whereas Essex Market provides a crucial service to low to moderate income Lower East Side Chinatown residents and broadly supports a diverse vendor community, many of whom are immigrant entrepreneurs who provide access to quality and fresh produce and grocery goods and are locally based employers. Whereas NYC EDC has stated that their operation of the market is based on a landlord-tenant relationship, not on support for residents, small business owners, or other stakeholders. I can pause there if there's any questions, or I'm just talking fast. I'll keep going if not. Therefore, be it resolved, Community Boards 3 first preference is for an alternative management structure to be implemented as previously requested prior to the current facility coming online that replaces day-to-day operational oversight by the current NYC EDC Public Markets portfolio leadership. Further, be it resolved that such organizational structure framework aligns with the model proposed by Market Ventures. I'll pause there. I'm happy to share that document. It was part of your letter, but again, that Market Ventures framework was what the city had retained as options for alternative management. The NYCD retained market management expert who studied options and was the impetus for the implementation of the hybrid 3-tiered management structure that is no longer viable. Further, be it resolved that such an organizational structure framework assigns the following roles and responsibilities. 1, owner. The City of New York would remain the owner of real property and facilities. 2, sponsor. NYC EDC would act as a sponsor, whereby it would A, retain and evaluate locally based manager, B, approve policies, C, approve and sign leases, permits, and contracts over a certain dollar threshold, as well as collect rents, D, ensure legal and accounting compliance, E, raise funds for major capital projects and provide a funding source for ongoing facility repairs and maintenance need, F, ensure strong community and government relations with community input to market operations, and E, support initiation of partnerships in coordination with the manager. 3, manager. Lower East Side Partnership would act as manager via the authority provided by Local Law 2015-54. Local Law 2015-54 is the most recent district plan for the Lower East Side Business Improvement District. It is essentially the law that sets out the services that we provide to the geographic area defined within the Lower East Side, which states that within the geographic area where Essex Market is located, the partnership, as the Lower East Side's Business Improvement District, can provide asset management services, specifically the ability to operate and/or manage authorized retail markets, whereby it would A, recruit and curate vendors overseeing tenanting that supports the success of the market as a whole and serves the community. B, provide property management services, including stall assignment, rules education and enforcement, cleaning, security, waste removal, emergency planning coordination, among others. C, develop and implement marketing and promotional programs and special events, inclusive of ones that focus on supporting the diverse low to moderate income community of the Lower East Side Chinatown. D, oversee community programming and educational activities. E, maintain good vendor and customer relations. F, perform financial management of operational activities excluding rent collection. E, fundraise for special events and programs. And F, work with partnering organizations to support the market. And this should be broader, not border. Broader Lower East Side Chinatown community. Further be it resolved that the ongoing mission and strategic direction of the market be overseen and determined by a community-based working group coordinated by the Lower East Side Partnership that includes EDC, Community Board 3, local elected officials, and representatives of market vendors. Further be it resolved that a new manager can oversee contractual agreements for security, cleaning, and trash removal services, which may be procured or otherwise currently in the process of being procured by EDC, ensuring a locally based and community-centered focus to the direction of their daily activities and work tasks. Further be it resolved that such an organizational structure framework, when implemented, be funded by rent collection and other revenues NYC EDC derives to support the public good through their management of other more profitable city-owned assets. Further be it resolved that such an organizational structure framework be codified through an amendment to Local Law 2015-54, outlining services provided by the Lower East Side Partnership and funding provided by EDC, which can be paid in the form of a business improvement district assessment. Further be it resolved that should NYC EDC refuse or otherwise be unable to implement an alternative structure for Essex Market as requested, they commit to A, appropriately staffing Essex Market to maintain cleanliness and general upkeep of infrastructure, B, relocate all leadership staff of the public markets portfolio to NYC EDC headquarters, relieving space constraints at Essex Market, C, empowering the markets manager to make decisions without fear of retaliation, D, empowering the Lower East Side Partnership through collaborative management of the facility, E, relinquishing all direct control of marketing, promotions, education programming, community benefit, and vendor support services to the Lower East Side Partnership, F, relinquishing direct control and restricting use of the Essex Kitchen, the mezzanine, and the market floor or other public spaces created from the closure of the market line to community benefit purposes for no less than 85% of the time utilized. G, commit to ensuring leadership of the public's market portfolio is collaborative and does not create a concerning environment based on fear of retaliation or other forms of retribution. And H, replaces financial and other supports for private events with support services for vendors and community benefit services and/or programs. Further be it resolved that in either scenario outlined above, EDC commits to identifying funding which would resolve longstanding infrastructure failures, including A, modifications to the Ansel system required by FDNY, B, removal of the glycol system and retrofitting existing refrigeration cases systems powered by that system with individualized compressors, C, waterproofing and refinishing / sealing of all floors, D, professional improvements to Essex Kitchen, permitting better utilization by the community and cooking demonstrations classes, E, renovation and addition of restrooms so that they are fully operable spaces that are more easily maintained and cleaned, F, professional repair and cleaning of graffiti on glazing, which permit windows to view inside the market. And G, general deep cleaning services and needed updates to painted surfaces, lighting, windows, doors, among others. Further be resolved in either scenario outlined above, EDC commits to collaboratively designing and constructing new public space that benefits the Lower East Side Chinatown community and market patrons to fill in the steps that formerly were used to access the market line. Further be it resolved in either scenario outlined above, EDC commits to exploring additional community space, inclusive of analyzing use of the vacant restaurant space for community benefit purposes. Further be it resolved in either scenario outlined above, EDC commits to maintaining the level of funding in the current fiscal year for Lower East Side Partnership to provide community benefit services and replace services focused on private events with those focused on vendor supports and community benefits through renewed funding in FY27 and future fiscal years. If not through an assessment as described above, and through a funding agreement and not a consulting contract. Further be it resolved that in either scenario outlined above, EDC commits to meaningful involvement of vendors, Community Board 3, and elected officials in oversight and operations of Essex Market. Further be it resolved that NYC EDC pause any creation or release of any requests for proposals for services outlined above and extend current agreements at baseline funding levels until such a time that consensus regarding an organizational structure framework can be made. Further be it resolved that NYC EDC immediately implement the requests made if they refuse or otherwise be unable to implement an alternative management structure for Essex Market as requested within 90 days without any additional burden or requirement that otherwise exists today, specifically as it relates to access and use and insurance. And further be it resolved that NYC EDC ensures the market, its public spaces and offices, and its overall operations create a clean, safe, and welcoming environment free of fear, intimidation, or retaliatory behavior. Apologies if that took a minute to read.
Yeah, thank you. All right. So I'm gonna give folks a moment to digest that. And then I would like to begin with any questions about the resolution that we would like to discuss tonight for your consideration. If you please, if you have questions or you want to add something or you think that there's something, grossly mischaracterized, please. All right, you can start raising your hands, and the first person is Alistair. Hi, Alistair.
Hi, thank you. Thanks, Tim, for the presentation. Question for you: Is NYC EDC on board with this, or is this a request of asking EDC to comply with these items?
So I think in your letter, what you said was you stated these concerns and
Right.
you would further articulate them at your February meeting. And so this is you doing that. You said you review these and other matters at your February 26th land use committee. So this is essentially the review. You've made these requests before. Again, I think the initial understanding, and I don't know if Susan can add any additional information, is that there's an expectation that you make an ask that is specific. And so here that is.
Okay.
Am I saying that?
Right.
We were also expecting a response to the letter, which we did not get.
That's correct too.
Okay, so they didn't respond to the letter, and this is us saying we would like you to do the following, essentially.
Right. And also because, we know that there's a desire for us to be more specific, but, primarily these are all issues. And as Tim noted from the beginning, we've been following and a part of this project for so long and following each portion, of it. And this is not the first time that we've aired, other concerns or, we felt empowered as a community board to weigh in on this. In fact, it's part of the oversight responsibility that we in some ways were charged with. So
Sorry, and last question, does the community have any authorization over NYC EDC? Do they have to comply to this, or can they just ignore it?
Well,
they can ignore it.
That's an interesting question.
No, I'm just curious how.
Yeah, so Alistair, they should not be able to ignore it, but they can ignore it, right? Where we would go from there, I think if they were to do so, we'd have to, reconvene and discuss what that looks like. This was a project that was of grand significance to this community, and we spent hours and years working on this. And so, when we were doing this, all of these moments were forewarned, and here we are. So we want to make sure that, whatever last bit of control we have to ensure that this project, right, is serving the public good in this neighborhood, that we're exercising that. And that's really what we're doing here. So, what we'll do if they don't comply, I'm not exactly entirely sure, but I know that, our desire is not just to allow that to happen without at least putting up, or expressing what our reservations, our concerns, and putting up some sort of a fight,
Thank you.
Okay.
Well, that's the Lower East Side take, isn't it?
Say it again.
It's the Lower East Side take. We always put up a fight.
That's correct.
Don't win everything, but we always put up a fight.
Yeah, and if we didn't put up a fight, we wouldn't win anything. So,
exactly.
All right. So do we have any other questions? Any other questions about the resolution? Any sort of edits or otherwise? Have folks really had a moment to digest it? Because I'm going to open up the floor to any questions from the public, and then after that, I'm going to ask for us to do a straw poll to see if we have, or we can just, vote on this issue, whether or not to move forward with recommending this resolution at full board so that we can send it out. Any questions for Molly?
No question from public. One question.
Oh, I see Rod. Rod has his hand up, right?
Rod.
Hi,
Well-
yes, Tim, thank you for reading through this. I just have a suggestion on the second resolution. Only if you wanted to pack more of a punch.
Your resolution, tell me where to go here. Where am I?
I think it's the second, the very top. The second one. I think it should start out with some community board 3 has objected to I don't know. I guess like making community board 3 the subject. To NY, yeah.
So should it be that objected to NYC EDC's determination
Yes.
that Delancey Street Associates should be permitted? Okay.
Something yeah.
Are there any
I-
objections to that recommendation? Because I like it too.
It will look like that.
Okay, great.
Okay.
Ardently
aren't any-
objected, right? I think you ardently objected because you did it twice. It's not just one.
Thank you.
All right. If we don't have any other questions from the committee and there are no questions from the attendees, that would be the public. And if anybody who is watching from the public wants to ask a question, the time is now. Please look at the bottom of your Zoom screen. You will see an icon that says reaction and there's a little heart. If you wish to ask a question, click on that until you see the hand and raise your hand. I'm going to give it 30 seconds, and if not, I'm going to move forward and call for a vote. And I'm going to assume that if we find any small, minor typos, that we are empowered to make those changes or those edits. They're not changes.
Yeah, I'm just checking. The only one I see here, Damaris, is just I'm just gonna make this community board 3 and
Okay, so we'll clean those things up. We'll clean that up, right? All right. Any other questions? No objections? Okay. So I need a motion. Anybody want to? Yes.
I'm making a motion to adopt this resolution.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Who was that? John? Great. All right. So
Your roll call.
well all in favor, please raise your Zoom hands.
Yeah,
I have
mine's
to
not-
be
mine's-
I have to
Wait.
be present, not voting here, Damaris.
Okay,
Um,
okay. I figured as much. I'm clapping and I didn't mean to clap. Sorry, I meant to like raise my hand, but like
Sorry, mine's not
think-
opening. Mine's not opening. I don't know what's going on with my.
My hand keeps floating in
It's
all
mine
right.
too.
after years.
But why don't we just do a show of hands? Let me see if we can get everybody
But
on.
I'll stop share so you can see the hands.
Thank you.
Sorry
Thank
about
you. All right, so
Okay, so only Campbell is present, no vote. And
well wait, do we have to actually, I think I'm doing this wrong.
You have to do
I
a
think
roll
we have
call
to
vote.
go a roll call, like we have to do one by one,
Yes.
right? So do we want to, we can do it at the end of this topic, right? So let's just do it now. So Molly, will you take us through the membership list and ask folks if you
okay, yeah. Damaris,
Just call the first names.
yes. Yes. I vote yes.
John,
Yes.
Molly, yes. Sorry, Liz. Sorry.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you for the understanding. Herman,
Yes.
Michelle's not here. Campbell, present, no vote, and
Yep, present not voting. Yep.
Rob,
Yes.
yes. Sorry, I forgot. Okay. Jeline,
Yes.
yes. Sandra,
Yes.
thank you. I'll learn your name very soon.
Okay.
And yes, that's it.
Is that it?
Yes.
Okay, so any objections?
Nope.
Abstentions? I mean, everybody voted, so. Okay, so the motion is passed and we will be we'll be sharing this resolution at full board so that the full board could vote and pass it, and then we'll be sending it out to EDC. This makes me feel really good. I don't know how to tell you guys this. I worked on this for so long, and I'm so happy to see. I'm not happy that we're here, but I'm happy that we are standing up for our community. I feel very proud in this moment. So thank you all for being a part of that.
Thank you all.
All right. Thank you, Tim, for being so diligent and continuing to follow this issue and do all the research that you've been doing at our request so that we can have a strong resolution to present and move forward with. Kudos to you. Thank you. All right. So the last item on the agenda is planning for term limits. So I don't know if anyone here, Susan, did we share that document with the rest of the board? If not, I'm going to put it on the screen.
Yeah, would you put it on the screen, please?
Yes.
And then I'll explain what it is.
Yes. I'm going to share my screen. Just give me a minute. Okay. Can everybody see that?
Okay. So at the last meeting, I said the office would create a document of procedures for land use actions. So this is just the beginning to show what we're doing. We have one is ULURP with some bullet points. First, you know, what qualifies to be a full ULURP. And then if you'll scroll, keep scrolling, we have our bullet points for the pre-certification phase, and then our bullet points for how the community board deals with it after it's certified. Then if you go to the next section, there are ULURP land use actions that are non-ULURPs. And they are such as zoning text amendments, demapping, that sort of thing, where they go through a formal process, but they don't need a full, they don't need a hearing. They don't 20% of the board voting. So we have a sample of one non-ULURP land use action, and we'll fill that in with bullet points. How do we deal with that? And then it should be where the UAP projects, that should be, oh, that's number 3. So number 3, we have land use actions that do not require community board review. The one we had presented today is an example. They are required to notify the community board. That's all they're required to do. This is just showing you the format, and we'll be filling it in with you know, more ULURP information, more non-ULURP types of land use action, and we'll try and find as many land use that do not require community board review. So I don't know if you have any comments, suggestions, or anything, or whether you like the way this is going.
I like it. I like it.
Any
We'll keep working on this, and I see Catherine is on the call from city planning. We're certainly going to be running it by you to make sure everything's correct.
Yeah. So, you know, thanks, Susan, for you guys taking a crack at putting this down. you know, remember we're doing this because we want to make sure that there is continuity and consistency that comes out of this committee and this community board. So, you know, we're trying to document our procedures. We're trying to document, you know, different policies that relate to each committee. And so this way it makes it easier for others in the future, not only for others, but also for us as we continue to serve on this committee, to know how to act under what circumstances. What is it that we have to do as a committee based on what is being presented before us? And, you know, I think it'll be super helpful for new leadership too. And while the entire community board is doing this, I do want to let folks know that I am in my last year, and maybe I think now at this point in my almost last year. And so, you know, soon, even, you know, I will have to step down, and there'll be other folks if, you know, if I don't step down before that, which I'm not saying that's what I'm going to do, but I'm just saying you never know. And we want to make sure that as, you know, new leadership emerges and new members join the board, that they have all the tools that they need so that they can participate adequately and from an informed position.
Okay.
Okay.
So I mean, I'll wait till Sandra's.
Sandra, go ahead.
I just want to say, I think that's absolutely right. I think this should be given to new members right off the bat when they decide what committee they want to join. I think this is really what has been missing from their learning, you know, from their tutorage.
So thank you, Sandra, because that reminds me of something else I should be telling everyone. So we have created on our website for both board members, public, everybody. When you go to the resources page now and go to the bottom, we have created a committee folder for every committee, and we're going to put all your, what we're calling planning for term limit documents, so that it will be available to anyone at any time.
That's great.
However, you guys need to decide what else you're going to do. I think I showed you at one point a timeline. You should be looking at that timeline and deciding if you want to add anything. What else do you want to document? There must be other things or even questions about what to document.
Yeah.
But we need to be doing this now. And so, you know, it's like, what does your committee want to do?
Does anybody have? Yes.
Take down the share screen?
Sure.
Thank
Stop
you.
sharing.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, great. So does anybody have something that they want to add now? A procedure or something that they'd like to add to this process now to help us start thinking about how we might want to lay it out? John, you have your hand raised?
Yeah, so one thing that could also be good is that there are certain things where we have given opinions on them, and our opinions are still in effect, and they're sort of crucial to look back on. You know, obviously, you know, we had one this evening. And so it might be good to sort of have, you know, for the big topics, might be good to have what the most recent positions we passed or some historical large positions, if that makes sense, so that they're readily seen, that we kind of know what our previous positions were before and can look back at them. And
so if I could speak to that, what we really need is to be able to search our resolutions. The website we have provided now by the city is terrible. That could be done with technology with an Airtable. We have the money to do it right now. If we do it right now, I just need help because I'm pretty ignorant about it. I mean, we could hire someone to do the actual work, but as far as just kind of putting together what it is that we want, if anyone could give help, we could do that, and then you could search for any land use at any time.
Great idea.
So, yeah. You have a follow-up, John?
No.
Maybe Rod, since I know that you you had agreed to, work on the previous project that we didn't, get a chance to work on. Maybe you and I can connect if you have time. Anybody who wants to join in that, and we can come up with more suggestions or,
No, no help for the Airtable? No one's
Yeah.
helping me in that?
That's what I'm saying. I'm at,
Oh,
like,
well,
I'm
that
sorry.
we need-
My words, I'm tripping over my words. What I meant to say was that maybe Rod and I can look at the process overall, see what, and then see if we can help you decide, locate some support or a provider that can help us with the Airtable and the data management of the resolutions.
What I really need to do is to describe the project and what the result
Oh,
is
that's
that
what
we
you
want.
need. You just need someone to write out. Okay.
Well, because I don't really understand what I'm asking for. I know it can be done because I
Okay.
know other boards have done it.
Okay.
And yeah, if I could just get help and like, this is what we want to achieve.
Okay. I think we can do that.
Okay, I would like to do it because, if we don't spend all our money and have everything done by the end of the fiscal year, we lose it. And right now, again, because of a staff shortage up till now, we have extra money. So if we could do that, I could get started on that. That would be
Okay.
a great relief and a great benefit to the
All
board.
right. So let's try to connect tomorrow or the next day, even if it's for a few minutes. Let's figure it out and see if
Tomorrow I'm.
well, let's not schedule it on this on the Zoom.
Well, I'm just saying tomorrow's terrible.
Okay,
Any
that's
other
fine.
time.
Well,
Any
well,
other time.
we can offline, the three of us. We can offline figure it out.
Sure.
Come up
Okay.
with a process that's timely.
That would be wonderful. Thank you.
Okay, and then we'll do that. Rod, can you initiate that?
Sure, I can send an email.
Thank you. I
Yeah, you're
appreciate
welcome.
that. All right. So I think, what we'll do is just to set some, lay some context, we'll continue to take some feedback from folks. If you have any ideas, please send them to me and CC both Susan and I and Molly. And I think at this point right now, maybe Rod too, because he's helping to work on some of this so that we can begin to, I guess, create an outline of what it is that we would like to be working on and sharing as part of the land use committee procedures, etc.
Can we have a deadline of 2 weeks?
Let's do it.
Okay.
So if you are going to if you're going to suggest anything, please try. Today is what, the 11th? So what's 2 weeks? Let's put a date on it. Let's not just say 2 weeks. Somebody tell me the date. This is hard for me to look at my calendar. What would be 2 weeks?
25th.
The 26th? Okay. Is that a weekday?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Wednesday, 25th.
All right. So Wednesday, the 25th of February is 2 weeks. Please get your recommendations and your ideas to us by then, because, we really want to get a move on. These things take a lot longer than you think they do. So the sooner we get started, the better positioned we are to end this process in a timely manner. All right.
Okay.
So I'm excited about that too. I think this is going to be helpful for the public, for committee members, for board members to have these resources. It is in line. It's not like this community board hasn't done some of that before. There are other resources on the website, and I don't think people acknowledge that enough, but there are other resources that help us be better members. This is really just digging a little bit deeper, based on the issue. Okay. Outside of that, do we have any comments, any other questions, anything? If not, I'm going to ask for a roll call and to adjourn the meeting. Okay. Can I get a motion? Do we need a motion? Okay. Okay.
Motion to adjourn.
Perfect.
Second.
Excellent. All right.
Molly?
Count us out, Molly.
Damaris
I'm here.
and John,
Yes.
Molly, I'm here, and Alistair. You're on mute, but I know you're here. and
Sorry, yes.
Jeline
Yes.
here, Sandra,
Yes. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Herman,
Yes.
Michelle's not here. Campbell,
Here.
Rob here.
Here.
Steven not here. Megan not here.
Is it? We're done? I just want to say that in one meeting, you have already done 10 times better on everybody's name. So you're a quick study. You are a quick study. All right. Thank you all. Thank you. I'll see you all in person next month unless the city says something different. And I hope to get your ideas by the 26th. Okay. Have a good one.
Bye. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.